gain of electrons. Reduction is gain of electrons and oxidation is loss of electrons. In electrolysis or in electrochemistry, whenever we deal with oxidation and reduction, we always observe loss of electrons and gain of electrons. So now, as we have discussed earlier in the last class, what is the electrolysis process? Yes, who can recall? Manahil? Into elements. Very good. So electrolyte is a compound. Why you guys are not recalling? You guys are not reviewing? Okay. So decomposition of an electrolyte into elements by the help of electricity, right? So when we talk about electrolyte, what is electrolyte? What is electrolyte? Where is your brother? Yes, electrolyte is a compound which conducts electricity. You're talking about electrolyte. Electrolyte is a compound which conducts electricity when molten or aqueous. So in electrolyte, there must be ions, and due to those ions, when those ions move, it conducts electricity. So there must be a positive ion and Walaikum Assalam, and negative ion. So as if you recall, we have discussed in the last class, what happens to the positive ion? That positive ion reaches to cathode, and when it reaches to cathode, as it's a positive, it means it have a lesser electron. It gains electron, and by gaining of electron, it turns into element, right? And in the same way, if there is a negative ion in the electrolyte, that negative ion reaches to the anode, which is the positively charged rod, where it is the negative sign states that it is electron rich, right? It have extra electron, so it lose electron, loss of electron, and it turns into atom. So that's what is going to happen. So we have to gain the electrons in the cations and lost electrons from anions. Is this clear? Okay. Now, have a look over here. I have took few examples. And now, you guys are going to complete these equations. I will do one equation for you guys, and then the rest of the equations you guys are going to do. Okay. 1 minute. Yes. External circuit. It means the electrons always move from in this direction. The electrons moves from anode to cathode. That we have written. Okay. Now, have a look over here. We have a first, all the electrolytes are molten right now. Okay. We have a first electrolyte, which is zinc chloride. So what I am going to do right now, you have to do it for rest of the 3 electrolytes. Okay. So try to be focused, and if you have any query during the explanation, you guys can ask. So we start with one. Yes. So if we start from zinc chloride, we know there are 2 ions. One is zinc 2 positive ion, and the other one is a chloride ion. Right? So if you recall, at cathode, which ion is going to be attracted, a cation or anion? Cation. cathode, and cations are attracted towards cathode and anions are attracted towards anode. So which one is cation? Zinc ion or chloride ion?
Zinc ion.
Okay. So it means that zinc ion is going to reach cathode and undergo a reduction. So zinc is right now, what charge zinc has? Positive 2. And the objective of the electrolysis to turn it into element. Very good. So it is 2 positive. What that 2 positive charge indicates us? It's an ion. It's an ion. Okay. And how it became an ion? By using electrons. So it means if I have to turn it into element, it has to gain the electrons. And how many electrons? 2 electrons, because it have a 2 positive charge. So it will going to gain 2 electrons and then turn into molten zinc. Is this equation is clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, okay, do one thing. Write the ions for each case and then make this the equation for cathode for each case. Okay, do this quickly. Aisha, did you understand? Aisha Osman Ghani? So first, what you have to do, you have to write the ions for each electrolyte and then make the equation for cathode. Okay. What is the symbol for lead? Lead.
Mhm.
Where is your periodic table? Easy, good. And the 2 in the Roman telling us what it tells you? 2. The oxidation number is 2. Very good. The oxidation number, and that oxidation number is positive or negative? Positive. It's always positive. The one which is written in the name is always positive. Okay, I'm done with this equation. Very good. Now do the rest of it. I believe it is AL. And in which group it is? It's group 3. Oh, you want to start? Yes, yes. Put the state symbols on apple. Sir, oxide means two oxide. What does oxide mean? Oxide means the anion. Whenever an element turns into anion, its suffix is written as ID. Yes, Khatija and Aisha, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right now I have told you how. Yes. So, lead is 2 positive and bromide negative 1 because it's of group 7, right? Then here sodium. What is the oxidation number of sodium? 1 positive. And for iodide, 1 negative because it's in group 7. Then we have aluminium group 3, which means 3 positive, and oxide 2 negative. Very good. Okay, it's clear to all of you. Okay, now write the equations for the cathode. So if I'll write for lead, the oxidation number of lead is 2 positive, which indicates me that it have a 2 electrons less, right? So what it will going to do, it will gain 2 electrons at cathode and turns into molten lead. Okay, why the metals are forming as molten, as liquid? Because what is the state of metals? What is the normal state of a metal? Solid. Solid, but we have written molten. Why? So because of the electrolysis. Ions? No. The ions are moving, it's a molten. But when it forms a metal, here it becomes metal when it doesn't have any charge. So instead of solid, the metal formed also as a liquid, as molten. The reason behind this is, as you have seen in the last class, we have discussed. No. Electrons can move whether it's solid, right? In electricity, conducted electrons are moving. It is because when we are doing the electrolysis of a molten compounds, we are continuously heating because these are ionic compounds, and ionic compounds have very high melting point. So keep them molten, keep the ionic compound, keep the electrolyte molten. We have to maintain a very high temperature. And that very high temperature, the metal that is formed is also formed as a molten. If that same reaction is taking place without any heat or without higher temperature, then it must be solid. Is this point is clear? Yes? Okay. Now, how we will write the equation for a sodium? Na positive plus electron and sodium in a molten state, right?
Sir, the equation at cathode is positive ions.
Yeah, because cathode is a negative. See over here, the cathode electrode is a negative, and at cathode, cations, the positive ions would attract. So we are actually observing that if I perform the electrolysis of molten zinc chloride, then what will happen at cathode? If I perform the electrolysis of molten lead to bromide, what will happen at cathode? Clear? Okay. So in the same way, now aluminium 3 positive molten, how many electrons it is going to gain?
3.
3 electrons, right? And it will turn into molten aluminium. Is this clear?
सर अगर आप बैलेंस इक्वेशन लिखते हैं तो 2
ALO molten aluminum oxide की बैलेंस इक्वेशन क्या होता
We will discuss it later. Right now, see at it turns molten, the ions are separated from each other. Now we have aluminum ion and oxide ion. So how aluminum ion undergo reduction at cathode? By it gains 2 electron and turn into molten aluminum. Okay, till here is this clear to all of you? Okay, now at anode, what we are going to get? The other metal, the other element from the compound. So in case of zinc chloride, what other element I am going to get at anode? Chlorine. So it means that, see, you can easily you already have predicted the products, right? For the half equation. So at first, what we are going to get? Chlorine. Can you tell me the formula for chlorine, Manahil? Cl. That's it. Cl2. Good. It's a diatomic. The non-metals, these are always exist as a diatomic. So here what I am going to get? Bromine 2, Br2, okay. And here I2, and here O2. Okay. All are non-metals, and we are performing the electrolysis at higher temperature. So these all are going to be gas. Is this clear? Okay. But they all formed from? No, from? Solid. From these ions, right? Because these are the ions which are present in the solution when they're present in the molten form, right? So these all elements which are formed at anode are formed from these negative ions. Is this point is clear to all of you? Okay.
Yes.
How we will make the equation? Let's have a look over here. Cl negative. What does the negative sign indicates us? Deficiency of electrons. So what was the positive ion telling you? Negative charge tells us that it have an extra electron. Efficiency. You can not use the term efficiency. You can say that they are electron rich. Okay. So how many electrons it have? More? 1. So, but here, how many chlorine atoms are present? 2. So it means we are going to use 2 C chloride ions, and 1 chloride ion is going to lose how many electrons? 1. So if there are 2 chloride ions, then how many electrons are going to be lost? 2. So we will write 2E negative over here. Okay. Then let's have a look at the other way. Then the other ion that is present in the electrolyte is a chloride ion, and that chloride ion is also going to turn into element, that is chlorine, and chlorine is always in the form of Cl2 diatomic. So if there are 2 chlorine atoms, then it means there must be 2 chloride ions. Is this clear? And the -1 charge telling me that the chloride ion have 1 more electron. So if there are 2 chloride ions, then how many electrons these 2 chloride ions are going to lose? 2, because 1 chloride ion is going to lose 1 electron. So 2 chloride ions are going to lose 2 electron. So after writing chlorine, we will write over here the 2 electrons which are actually removed from the chloride ions. Is this clear? Okay. Yes, Khatija and Aisha.
Sir,
Yes.
left side.
Yeah, you can write that way as well. Both are considered as correct. Okay. Now, then we have a bromide ion.
Minus E let's say.
On the left side, here we have written plus 2E minus. So if I'm going to show it on the right side, left side, I will do like this. that these two bromide ions losing two electrons with a negative sign and forming Br2. So when this minus two electrons, when you shift to the other side, they will get positive. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, for the iodide, I negative, and it also turned into iodine. So iodine is I2, so it means there must be two ions, two iodide ions. Then how many electrons are going to be lost? Two. Okay. What is the formula of oxide ion?
2 minus
O2 minus, it's a molten. When it turns into element, why? When, yeah, you are right. It becomes O2, it's also diatomic. So it means how many oxide ions we need? Two. Each oxide ion have how many more electrons? Two electrons are there. Two extra electrons are there. So if there are two oxide ions, then how many electrons are going to lose? Four. Because one ion is going to lose these two electrons and the other ion is also going to lose these two electrons. So here I am going to write 4 electrons. Is this clear? Beta, what charge it have? What it means? It have a 2 extra electrons. And how many ions are there? So if one ion have a 2 extra electron, then if there are 2 ions, then how many electrons they have extra? 4. So those 4 electrons are going to be lost. Here there are 2 ions have a 2 extra electrons, so they are losing 2 electrons. Yes, is this clear to all of you? Okay. So examiner ask these equations for 1 mark and then for 1 mark for the observations. Okay. So okay, there is a one common mistake what the students do. See what I have written over here, product and observation at cathode. So if I ask you what product formed at cathode, can you tell me? For first case, for molten zinc chloride, what product formed at cathode? Yes, zinc. Very good.
zinc element.
Normally, sometimes what student do instead of writing zinc, they just write zinc 2 positive. So remember, zinc 2 positive is not the product at cathode. It is the ion which is attracted towards the cathode, and after reaction it turns into zinc. And zinc is the product. Is this clear? So Zn, or either you can write the spelling ZINC. You can write either. Yeah. Okay. So what we are going to get at cathode when molten lead to bromide is
PB.
lead Pb. Why zinc? I am saying molten lead to bromide. Okay. When we do the electrolysis of molten sodium chloride, what we will get? Sodium. And what we will get over here? Aluminium. Is this clear to all of you? Okay. Now, the other important thing, the observation over here. What you are going to observe or what we are going to observe at cathode. What is forming at cathode in all of these cases?
Elements.
Then element, yeah, good. The lead, the sodium, the aluminium. What kind of these elements are? Metals. Okay, very good. They are silver in color except for copper. Copper is only a pink solid or a pink in color when it's a metal. Otherwise, all the metals are silvery gray. So they all have a one common observation. Whether you get zinc at cathode, whether you get lead at cathode, whether you get sodium at cathode, whether you get calcium at cathode, whether you get magnesium or any other metal at cathode, you will going to write. I'm just going to write that one observation for all of them. Silvery gray liquid. So that is what we are going to observe. Is this understandable? Yes.
Yes, sir.
जी समझ में आ रहा है बेटा आपको? Okay. Now, what are the products at anode? Chlorine. It's gas. Then
We are doing
bromine. It's also a
yes.
gas. Iodine also
Yes.
gas, and oxygen.
Yes.
Why these all are gases? Because of a higher temperature. We are doing the electrolysis of molten compound. Otherwise, if this process took place at room temperature, then bromine and iodine are not gases at room temperature. Bromine is a liquid at room temperature and iodine is a solid at a room temperature. But we are doing the electrolysis of molten compounds, and to perform the electrolysis of molten compounds, we need a higher temperature. Okay. Can you tell me the observation over here? Yes, Aisha. I am what I am asking.
सर मतलब गैस ही ऊपर उड़ जाएगी.
Okay. So how we are going?
Bubbles will be observed.
Bubbles will be observed. Okay, good, Khatija. Anything else about chlorine?
It is green in color.
Green in color. So for that, you are going to write green gas. So the observation at cathode, whenever you are getting a chlorine at cathode, it's a green gas. Okay. What is the color of bromine?
Brown.
Brown.
So you are going to write either brown gas, or you will write brown fumes.
सर लेकिन we are to the red, brown or yellow
In solution. Yeah, when it's aqueous, because it's dissolved in water, right?
Yes.
So when it's dissolved in water, there are obviously more water, so it gets diluted, so you will observe a yellow color. Otherwise, when there is a molten bromine, you are going to see the red, brown, or brown. Yes. Yes, I'm not actually telling you the net equation. You are thinking about the net equation. I'm not right now not talking about the net equation. Just wait. I have just told you that what reaction takes place at cathode and which reaction takes place at anode. Okay. What we are going to observe for iodine? What is the color of iodine? Yes, anyone?
It's
As a gas, it's purple. As a aqueous, iodine is brown, and as a solid, it's gray black, grayish. So iodine have a 3 different colors in 3 different states. When it's solid, it's gray black. When it's aqueous, it doesn't have a liquid state. When it's aqueous, it's a brown solution, and when it turns gas, you will going to see purple fumes. For oxygen, so you will start bubbles of colorless gas. Is this clear? Fumes धुआं होता है. Fumes तो उसी तरह आपको brown color का. Let me see if I can show you. See, if you look at the neck, these are the fumes. The container over there, if you look at the neck, these are called fumes. Okay. Is this clear to all of you? Okay.
yes, sir.
Now, okay, just give me a minute. Let me see. So everybody noted down the products and the observations and the equations for cathode and anode.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Have a look at this one. They have asked you to predict the products, right?
oxide oxygen.
Yeah, but what I'm going to say is not you have to write the equations for cathode and anode, and you have to write the observations along with the products. Do it quickly. LR, where you don't have a product table. I think I have provided you the product table. From the next time, you must have treated this on your at the end of your notebooks.
Equation at cathode or anode.
You have to. Here they have asked you the product. First write this, then write the equation for both the electrodes, and then observations as well. Are you done? आपने नोट डाउन minus when we are in this minus 4. Two, and there is no two minus the net charge over here. Okay. In which your weakness? So what will you start then? Yes, then. Yeah. So just put the state symbols, that is fine. Good. Very good. Put the state symbols, that's fine, and try that for me. The one which we are writing in the subscript in the equation, whether it's a liquid, solid, or gas. This oxide is going to in the electrons.
Really?
Yeah. You have a periodic table. It's in group 1. So it means its oxidation number is going to be +1.
So lithium metal.
You have a periodic table.
Group 3 metal.
Lithium is in group 3.
1.
Group 1, yeah. So Manahil, Khatija, are you done? Aisha,
Yes, sir.
Mustafa, Mustafa, Sami. Okay. Have you written down the observations?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. If you guys have any difficulty in periodic table, so आप लोगों को सबको I have provided the periodic table. Just do the marking on that, so it will be little, I hope, easier for you. Do that with the pencil on the periodic table. Do remember, these are going to form +1. These all are going to have a +2 charge. These all are going to have a +3 charge. And then -3, -2, -1. Okay. That's what we have discussed in redox. For the electrochemistry, you don't need a group 4. Okay. And then make this stair from the with the pencil on your periodic table. And do remember,
Group 5, group 6, group 7 मतलब वो electrons लेंगे.
yeah, they are going to gain the electron. These all are non-metals over here, and these all on the right side, on the left side of the stair, all are metals. The red stair.
Means like colorless gas.
तो दिखेंगे कैसे? Obviously, उसके भी तो होंगे, but how can you see? If the fumes are colored, then you are going to see. Otherwise, see, there is a air around, right? It's a mixture of gases. Are you seeing any fumes? But if there is some colored gas over here, obviously we are going to see the fumes. Okay, so the ones on which are on the left side of the stair, all are metals. The one on the right side of the stair, all are non-metals, and these are the charges. So it means that this +3 is going to have a group 3 elements. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, where were we? Hmm?
21. 21.
It's 21. Okay. So, yeah.
Even oxide +2.
Why +2?
+2 negatives.
2 negative. See, I have given you this question. So first we are talking about product. So what will be the product at anode?
Oxygen gas.
Oxygen gas. What is the product at a cathode?
Lithium.
Now I have asked you for the equations. So at cathode, the equation would be Li positive,
Yes.
and we are doing for molten. So it is liquid, it gains electron and form metal as a molten only. Because molten electrolysis always takes place at a higher temperature.
The product is molten.
Yeah. At anode, there is a oxide ion. What it is going to form?
O2,
O2.
two.
So it means there are two oxide ions are there. And how many electrons? Four electrons. So it is going to be molten and it is going to be a gas. Now observations. Yes, what will be the observation over here?
Silvery gray liquid,
Silvery gray liquid,
bubble gas,
silvery gray liquid, and over here
bubbles of oxygen gas.
bubbles of
Colorless.
colorless gas. Yes. Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
If anyone of you have any question, you guys can ask. Okay. Now then, yeah, sure. Now I'm going to give you few questions right now. आयशा, आपको भी क्लियर है? Okay. Take the picture of this question quickly. You take it quickly, everyone. Done?
Yes.
See, in this case, they have asked you to just write the equations. Okay. Then this one quickly. 14. There is nothing to do about 14b, okay? You have to do 14a because 14b is the case of aqueous that we are going to do in the next class. Okay, 14a done.
Yes.
Okay. Function. Okay, this question number 6.
If we have any,
Hmm? But here you have to again construct the equations.
Product.
No, you have to write the question. They have asking you to write the equation, so you have to know write the equations only. Okay, this one. Only one, not two. Take the picture of one as well. Done? Yes, Sania? So how many questions? 4. Okay, now take this one as well. Yeah. Yes, Khatija and Aisha Abdul Ghani, you both took all the screenshots? Okay, then complete the questions right now.